you left, and I was sitting by myself, and I started looking around for, is there a fabric that you can do next? And I mean, anybody who leads never takes it to the next stage.
As the winner of the Pulitzer Prize for criticism, did you receive any criticism for your book? How did you take it?
Oh, sure. Well, I got the reviews I thought were for the most part quite fair and most of them favorable. The harshest criticism of all, I think it's for all authors when they say this, is not getting reviewed. So long as the reviewer gets his or her facts straight, you don't move on, you're just so pleased to get the attention. The things that hurt are just being ignored.
I know that personally for me as a broadcast major, when I finish something, I either second guess myself or, sometimes I feel really good about it, sometimes I don't. When you finished your book, how did you feel about it? Did you feel like it was going to be a success, or did you?
I was pleased with it. A book, precisely because it's such an extended project, which is very different from journalism. More than anything else is the fact that you have to get it done, I guess, that matters. But I did a good job, but I also had a certain fallback position in that there's an appendix in the book about what Nixon saw and when he saw it that no one else had ever come up with. So I figured even if my own writing is perceived as not being very good or doesn't work, I made, however small, contribution to knowledge, and that's very valuable. So that was my fallback position, consolation.
You said it took you 10 years to write the book? Or?
Just about. I mean, I started work on it in '94, and it was published in 2004. There were periods where I didn't do any writing really because I was either busy with family obligations or with my journalistic work. And for a while, I didn't think it was going to be published. But it got done.
If there was a book called Feeney at the Movies, what movies would be in it?
A lot of 1940s and 30s Warner Brothers movies, which is what I grew up watching on TV. Probably a lot of high-powered, slick, sleek indie thrillers, which I'm really sucker for. A lot of film noirs, a lot of screwball comedies. The Marx Brothers certainly. A pretty wide range. It would be sort of scarily unlimited.
And earlier we were talking about the 3 things that people should know, to get ahead, and do you want to kind of reiterate those so we can have?
Well, I think the 3 things that most matter in terms of a young person's eventual success. I know it's true in journalism, and since I've only been a journalist, I can only speculate about other fields. But of course, part of being a journalist is you're paid to make sweeping statements about things you know about. So, putting my professional cap on it, I'll say it applies to everything. In order, increasing order of importance, they are persistence. Because, well, sadly, learned already, I'm sure, you need to setbacks. And it's entirely natural to just want to give up that. If you do, that doesn't mean. The next most important thing is stability. And then the most important of all is love. Because you can have the most ability in the world, and if the circumstances aren't right, you're not really going to have success yourself. And conversely, you may not be that talented, but if things work, if you're Ringo Starr, it really wasn't that great fun. But you're with these other 3 guys, you're going to have tremendous success.
What would you say you prefer? Do you like writing for the news kind of audience, or did you like writing a book?
Well, the 2 benefits of writing as a journalist are you have a much larger readership. That's a given. And also, there's much more immediate gratification. You write it, it's edited, boom, it's in the paper the next day or most in a few days. It's much more extended work in the book. But the readers you do have read you much more closely, much more exactly. And so that's really gratifying. they're certainly related. I mean, they're both pieces of fruit, but to give it a cliche, that was
What was it particularly about Nixon that intrigued you to write about him?
oh, how much time I appreciate just from your readings of history. It was such an extraordinary time. You know, Vietnam, Watergate, all these events going on. But most of all, it's the man himself. I honestly believe that there are only two presidents in our history who could have been, where it had such complex, involved characters, that they could have been great characters in fiction. One is Abraham Lincoln. The other, very different character, is Richard Nixon. There's so many contradictions there. I just find Pendency fascinating. And more than anything else, perhaps, it's the fact that I can think of no public figure in my life who so clearly wanted to conceal his feelings, and yet at the same time was so absolutely transparent in his feelings. And it's like watching Richard Nixon was like seeing two cars approaching each other head on at high speed. It was a walking car crash. How can you not be interested in seeing that? You can be horrified. Many people are disgusted by it, and I feel some way. But I just can't take my eyes on it.
All right, and my final question for you is, what can we expect to see next from you? What are your new goals, and where are you going to go from here?
I'm going to go back to Boston, but I don't think you mean that at all. I very much like teaching. I started teaching 7 years ago. I'm doing more of it than I have in the past. I hope perhaps someday to teach full time. I'd like to do another book, but I got spoiled. I mean, Richard Nixon is such a rich and rewarding subject, and the combination of him and the movies, which is something I love very much, was just so right. I need to find something equally exciting and challenging that I should have. I'd love to do.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank
It
you
was
so
great to
much.
meet you.